Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Friday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralta. You can follow me on Twitter at Sports Talk Matt. You can follow BettingPros on Twitter at BettingPros NFL. We are here every morning on BettingPros.com, always being brought to you by BetMGM. And if you happen to be watching us on YouTube today, well, we have a little bit of a new layout for you. We even have right here is the BetMGM offer. I'm pointing. You guys who are listening to this won't be able to see what I'm pointing at, but it is the BetMGM offer, which is the bet $20 to win $100 in free wagers on any event. Use the promo code JUICE100 when you sign up for a new account at BetMGM. How about that? Looks nice if you're watching on YouTube. So a lot of you guys have been matriculating over to the YouTube side of things, which is fine. However way you get it, whether it be audio or video or both, I don't care as long as you're paying attention and listening and being a part of everything and being on the Discord channel. Man, are we having fun this week or what? I'm having so much fun. I'm beginning to become a little bit of an addict, but we're having a ball live wagering, and we hit it. After we missed it 2 nights ago, we got it last night. The Laker game. So I had the Lakers. I had the Suns +7. That was wrong. But I had the under 212, which was easy. Simple. We got there easily. Well, I came in and I went ahead and I bet the over 203. Now, that thing got as low as 181. So I bet it way too early. A couple of the guys and I were talking, okay, is this the basement? Is this the basement? Like, okay, yeah, 203 is probably the basement. No, it was not. We were dead wrong. We had to sweat it out. It was over 181 was a walk. I went all the way to the last possession to get over 203 and cash both bets to get to the middle. That was glorious. I got Portland wrong -4, but I got the over right, 226.5. So that was great. And so, again, this is another one of these weird nights where the podcast plays were okay. 1 and 2 on the podcast plays. The props go 1 and 1. But my other bets came in, live wagering and what we're doing on the Discord channel. So this is the whole point of the Discord. This is the community I've been talking about, where you jump in, you be a part of this, and you see what everyone's wagering, but we're all talking about how to play different bets. Like, okay, when do you jump on Carolina? It's 3-1. They're down. When do you jump on that money line? And then, what do you do with Toronto because they tried to come all the way back? They were down 3-0. When do you jump on them? They came and forced overtime, and then they wound up losing that game 4-3. That was another one I got wrong. I'm done betting on Toronto, by the way. They're dead to me. I am done with the Maple Leafs. That team is disgusting. They can't do anything right. It's a pathetic organization. If you're a Maple Leaf fan, you should be ashamed of yourself. Your team is garbage. It's been garbage for a long time. We've all known they've been garbage, but they can't close out the Montreal Canadiens at home. Are you kidding me? Forget my puck line bet. Just win the damn game. They couldn't do that. How embarrassing. They haven't won a series since 2003, 2004. There's a reason for that, because of the Toronto bleeping Maple Leafs. They're garbage. So I'm done with the Toronto Maple Leafs. We end up getting the Hurricanes right, and that was a monster sweat. My God, -140 was the only bet we got right last night, so it wasn't a good night. We're down. Got one out of 2 for the Damian Lillard came through for us on the player prop. We don't get the other one. Anthony Simons doesn't come through. Only 6.5 points. He scores 2. So that was kind of a bummer. But that was off the prop bet cheat sheet. That was the number 3 or 4 recommendation on the prop bet cheat sheet. So I thought, why not? Only 6.5 points, but he really didn't. He played a lot, but he didn't score at all for them. So 1 and 1 on the player props, 1 and 2 overall. But because it's only a -140 hit, and we lose the other 2 at a full unit, so we're down a little more than a unit last night. So that's not good, right? We go 3-0 the night before, and then 1 and 2 here today. So not great, but we're down. Let's have a bounce-back day coming up here today for sure. It is Friday. That means we have the Don't Bet a Parlay, which is 4-13 now. 4-14, excuse me. We were 4-13 last week. 4-14 overall. So we'll have that for you coming up. I have got 2 bets going in hockey. I've got 2 bets in the NBA to give you here today. I'm going to warn you that one of the hockey bets is sort of like a fade on what I want to have happen and kind of a value play. And you probably can know where I'm going with that, but I think there's just value being on the dog in the hockey game tonight, and I'll be happy either way. Either I'll win money or the team that I want to win will win. I'll explain that more here in just 1 second. And, well, the basketball plays, I'm going to have a bunch of personal plays. I'm going to watch a couple of lines. Like, I'm going to watch Brooklyn and Boston. I want to see where that line goes. I want to see where the first half line goes. If I can get Boston like +5, +6 in the first half, Boston's going to have a pretty big crowd. And for the first half, I can see Boston being really in the game. I don't think they're in the game in the second half, but I think the first half, this is like the only half I think Boston might actually win. Game 3, back at home, Jason Tatum may go off. I don't know. So I'm not really sure what to do with the side of Boston and Brooklyn. So I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to watch the total with Atlanta in New York a little bit. And I have no idea what to do with the Clippers and the Mavericks. I'll probably have a personal play in that game, but I really don't know what to do with it. Like, everything screams Clippers. Like, everything screams. Down 0-2, on the road, backs against the wall. Kawhi goes crazy. That would be my prediction. Like, he goes for 50 or something because he has to. I don't know. So I don't know about those plays just about yet. But if you guys want to try and hit the parlay, this is a great time to use the BetMGM offer, okay? It's $20. You bet the parlay. You're going to win $100 regardless if it hits or not. So why not sign up, use the BetMGM code, JUICE100, and use this parlay. Here is the Don't Bet a Parlay coming up here for Friday. It's all baseball. I suck at baseball, but because I've been so negligent with baseball, you guys were talking, hey, Matt, here's a couple things. One, on the Discord channel, the guys call the Pittsburgh Pirates the ATM machine because they absolutely stink. And they are 18-31. They've lost 6 straight games. They have a negative 84 run differential. Pirates stink. So the Rockies are on the road. Rockies aren't good either, by the way. The Rockies are 19-32. They've lost 3 straight games themselves. They have a negative 33 run differential, but this game is on the road at least. It's not at Coors Field, so it's not going to be a crazy offensive game. Total of 7.5 for this one. Gray's going versus Keller, -124. Rockies, money line. Play number 2, New York Yankees against the Detroit Tigers. Garrett Cole to the mound. I'm actually shocked this is only -250. This should be more than 250, but Cole on the money line. He's been the best pitcher in baseball, basically. So take Garrett Cole and the Yankees. They've been so dominant. Let's have them win the game, -250. The White Sox up against Matt Harvey and the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are garbage. They have lost 10 consecutive games. They are 17-33. They have a negative 60 run differential. They are 6-18 at home. They're 11-15 on the road. They're on the road here. Matt Harvey might be the worst starting pitcher in all of baseball. He basically throws batting practice. I expect a lot of runs for the White Sox, but White Sox to win, laying -245. And the fourth leg for this, so the fourth leg is a recommendation from you guys. The Arizona Diamondbacks have now lost, how many games in a row? They've lost 11 games in a row. They're 18-33. They have a negative 51 run differential. They are 9-12 at home and 9-21 on the road. They are at home against the St. Louis Cardinals, who are underdogs. Bumgarner to the mound for the Diamondbacks, but I mean, this might be the one game that you might want to swap out, but everyone's saying Diamondbacks have lost 11 in a row. Cardinals are catching +104. This parlay is +620. All right? 4-team moneyline parlay at +620 here for our Don't Bet a Parlay, but a perfect time if you don't have a BetMGM account. It's a no-risk wager for you, okay? BetMGM, $20 on this parlay. You win $100. Even if it doesn't hit, you get $100 in free wagers. If it does hit, you're hitting $120, or 6-1. So, no, it's more than that, right? It's $180. So you're winning $180 for this. So it's either you win 100 or 180, right? No risk wager, no risk on the parlay. If you want to bet more than that, go bet more than that, but it's got to be a minimum of $20, and you win $100 in free wagers with that promo code JUICE100. +620 parlay. Why not, right? It's a free roll, essentially, on a parlay that is now 4-14 overall hitting for us. So that is the parlay coming up here for today. All right, let's talk about the NBA games coming up here today, and let's start with the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. The Boston Celtics have one answer when it comes to staying in this game. Score, okay? They're going to have to score as many points as possible. It's going to be really, really hard. We are 2 games in here. The first game was 104-93. It went under by 35 points. The second game was 228.5, and it went over by 9.5 points because Brooklyn scored 130 points. I think Boston's going to score here in this game. I really do. I think Boston's going to put up a bunch of points. The total is 227, okay, which is basically right in line with where we were in game number 2, where it went over by 9.5 points. Game number 1, 232.5, it went under. I know this is going to be a public play, okay? It was a public play in game 2. It was a public play in game. It's going to be a public play in game 3. However, Boston at home, they are 18-19 to the over at home. On the road, Brooklyn is 20-16 to the over. Not bad. They are 3-2 over their last 5. I think that Boston's only answer, they can't play defense because they can't stop these guys. It's going to be Kyrie. I would expect Kyrie Irving to have a big game. Again, maybe Boston in the first half is a play that I'm going to look at, but I think this is an overplay. I think Boston and Brooklyn both score a lot of points here. There could be a lot of garbage time. Brooklyn could be up really big, much like they were in the last game. They may drop 130. Shoot, they may drop 140 depending on what they want to do. This is going to be a message game here for Brooklyn and Kyrie Irving. First play is over 227, Boston and Brooklyn, half a unit. Second play, let's talk about New York and Atlanta. So I told you last night I'm taking Atlanta to win the series. The team that wins game 3 wins the series about 74% of the time. It's a big game 3. Okay, Magic Johnson was tweeting about games 3 and game 5, the two most important games of the series. Like, okay, look at New York's on the road. They are good on the road. They're 23-13 against the number on the road. Atlanta at home, though, is 23-13 against the spread. Straight up at home, Atlanta is really, really good at home. They're 25-11 straight up at home. One of the best in the entire NBA. New York straight up on the road, 16-20. New York is not the better team here. Atlanta is the better team here. Julius Randle has looked lost. He woke up a little bit in the second half, but, I mean, you need R.J. Barrett to be clicking. And I think Trae Young goes off tonight for the Atlanta Hawks. He said, meet me in the A. I think he meant it. The line is 4 here, and I just think when you go back the last 2 home games for Atlanta, they beat Orlando by as a 13-point favorite by 23. They beat Houston as a 7.5-point favorite by 29. I think this Atlanta team is going to, by Donovan and company, I think they shoot really well. I'm going to eyeball the over in this game. I might also eyeball the first half for the Hawks because everyone's been on this Knicks trend in the first half. The Hawks have won both games in the first half, and it's been one of these like, in the first half, it was all Knicks in the first half. Now it's like the Hawks are realizing they recognize that trend, and they're coming out. They're not letting the Knicks get a first half on them. And so I might be on the Hawks in the first half. I may be on the under. But the official play, we're going to lay the 4 points here with the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks -4 tonight against the New York Knicks. I know there may be some people who are telling you, take the Knicks. They're going to play better. But this is one of the best home teams in the NBA. I think Trae Young and company get the job done here, laying 4 at home in game number 3. I got it wrong last night with Portland. I thought Portland would do the same thing. So, if you disagree and you fade it, I'm not going to be angry with you. But I'm just going here with I'm just going personally with, I bet over 4, -4 for Atlanta. All right, to hockey. So let's start with the total first, okay? Here in Vegas at the Westgate, I got 5 tonight for Vegas and Minnesota, okay? So it's -135, but I'm going to roll with my philosophy. It is a Game 7. I was talking to Dave Sharapan on my show yesterday, and he said, look, Game 7 overs are a thing because they're going to pull the goalie really early. If one team's down, they're not going to waste time. They're going to pull the goalie trying to keep themselves. If they're down by 2 goals, they're going to pull the goalie. You have a chance to get third period goals. So maybe you look for like a pre, somebody called it a pre-flop. I love that, pre-flop for the game, like pre-game over 1.5 or 2 goals in the third period. Maybe you go ahead and jump on that. But I personally think that over 5 is a really good number here, given the stress level We're going to have 13,000 people, basically 12,500 plus, are going to be at T-Mobile Arena. You got a lot of people who are going to be screaming. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely nuts. I'm going to take the over 5 here for Vegas and Minnesota at minus 135. And then the last play. The last play is I win regardless. You don't have to follow this, okay? This is my play because I am betting. Officially, I'm going to take it. I was going to make this just my own personal play, but I think there's a real good shot that Minnesota wins this game. And the value on Minnesota, it's why I'm not making it personal, because I think the value is out of whack. I think at plus 157 on the money line, I think that number is not right. I think it should be, I think Vegas should be like minus 120. And the reason why it's not minus 120 is because of the fact that you've got a monster amount of money getting ready to be poured in here in Vegas, and really in other books too, because Vegas is the more popular team. They're at home, Marc-Andre Fleury. I think the Wild are the right side here. Strictly on a value play, okay? And if Vegas is going to lose in a Game 7 at home, at least I make money on it. It'll sting. I won't like it, but at least I'll make money on it with a plus 157, half a unit, pretty nice hit to come in to get it. So I'm going to drop the half a unit on Minnesota and be very happy. If I'm buying a win for Vegas, phenomenal. I'm great. I'm psyched. I don't love it for the bankroll, but that's fine. Okay, I'm willing to pay the price for a Vegas versus Colorado series. For me to get that series, I'm totally comfortable giving. And then maybe we hit something with the over 5 to make it up, and we kind of go 1-1. We'll still be down, but it won't be as bad, as painful if we go over. If Vegas wins like 6-1 or something crazy, or they win 5-1 or whatever, so we get that over and we hit that, or it's like a 4-2 win for Vegas or whatever, and that's how we get there. But I'm taking the Wild at plus 157. I think there's too much money there, too much value there on taking the dog at plus 157 for Vegas tonight here at home, in what's going to be an unbelievable game for us here in Vegas for a Game 7 at T-Mobile Arena. Okay, so the play is coming for today. The parlay, Yankees, White Sox, Cardinals, Rockies. 4-leg. Moneyline parlay. Don't bet a parlay. It's plus 620. Use that promo code JUICE100 for the BetMGM offer. Use that free wager, right? It's a great way to use it. Over Brooklyn and Boston, 227. Hawks minus 4. Vegas over 5 against Minnesota, and Minnesota on the money line at plus 157 are the 4 plays for us. All half a unit here for the Friday podcast for the Daily Juice. My name is Matt Peralta. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt every single morning. It is the Daily Juice podcast right here on BettingPros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.